Hey, hey, just tried to film something live here and little glitch, and back up. I'm gonna try round two. So I want to drop right into this training. It's something that has, definitely been a part of my own journey in really creating a deeper sense of, inner freedom, a deeper sense of inner peace, and just knowing that I'm okay and everything is great just the way it is. And the more that we can be present in the moment, the more health and vitality we have. And so this really comes down to when we want something. It's okay to have desires. It's actually very human to have desires. It's when we hold those desires in a commotional way. It's like we hold those desires in contempt rather than seeing that a desire in its purest form is the way I see it. It's simply like the yellow brick road. It's the light on the path. It's the breadcrumbs on the trail. It's letting us know that we're in the direction of our highest destiny. And so they're just these little markers, these little rewards along the way, rather than, oh my God, I want this thing so bad. It's such a deep yearning. And I feel so incomplete until I get it, because I believe that when I get it, then and only then I can be happy. So we wind up in an actual physiological hypnotic loop that keeps us depleted and really, really low energy. And very, um, it's very exhausting, and it's also very addictive. And so what we want to do, and again, this is just what I've come to learn, and what I would love to share out, is seeing where you can take your fantasies and use them for inspiration rather than total suffering. Super powerful. So what I'd ask you to do is really kind of take an inventory of your dream, of well, we'll say fantasies, right? Your fantasies, and see how you've kind of just set yourself up for eternal disappointment, because the cosmic joke is on us, right? Everything we ever desire, we may or may not get it, but we're all going to the same place in the same way, which is empty, right? We come in empty and we leave empty. And that is without a doubt going to happen. So when we see that, it's actually really freeing. It frees us up from the lie that has become the dream, that I have to achieve all these things, attain all these things so I can be fulfilled. But nothing is actually ours to attain. So if we have a deep knowing that all we have is the moment, and we anchor into the very safety of the moment, it frees us. And I'll drop in and give a little context there. What I mean is, when we see that we don't know what the future is, all we know is that we're going to that place and we're going there empty. We can make plans, but we don't have to be so tied to them. We get to hold on to them very loosely, because whether or not we achieve the dream, we're still leaving empty. Let me repeat that. Whether or not we achieve a dream, we're still going to leave empty. Every single thing we desire fades. So if we know that, then we can loosen our grip on it. And it allows us to see that there is no safety in some future. And that's really what this comes down to. So when I say take an inventory of your fantasy, get deeper into it. Why do you want this thing so bad? What is it? What is the pull? And for most of us, it's really the same story. So we may have different fantasies. We may want different things, right? I want to be a millionaire. I want to, weigh a certain amount. I want a beautiful house. I want the prince or the princess. Maybe it's a sexual fantasy. Whatever it is, it's, I want something that's going to take me out of my current misery or my current boredom, and give me some transcendental experience, some happiness somewhere outside of where I am now, which doesn't feel good or feels miserable. And it's a very primal urge. It's a very primal urge. It comes from the lower part of ourselves. When I say lower, I don't mean less than. It's just this basic human need to feel connection, to feel secure, and to feel connected to love, to feel secure in that. And if we don't have that base desire met, it's very scary. So, mostly when we are yearning for something, it's because we sense that we feel this deep sense of insecurity. And we want to have this base need met. So, when you do an inventory of your desires and you see that it could be coming from that lower place, then it's simply up to you to, and again, this is very physiological, to take that primal desire and literally alchemize it, coax it upward into the higher energy of love, into the heart space, where you can then amplify that. And the desire then becomes your purest inspiration. Your desire is your intuition, literally giving you the impulse that pulls you forward in the path of your highest destiny. It magnetizes you into that. It pulls you through time and space in pure action, in pious action. The universe shows up and gives you the support that you require in terms of giving you what you desire so that you can continue to serve your consciousness and spread goodwill on the planet, which is what you were here for, which is in and of itself fulfilling. So that breaks you out of the biofeedback loop of, I want something, I don't have it, I feel miserable now, I'm going to yearn for it, and it keeps me feeling miserable. Since I feel miserable, I feel unsafe, and then I want the thing more. And then I feel more unsafe, and then I want the thing more. And then it's further away, and then I feel even more unsafe. That frequency is very low, and again, it's depleting. So how do we alchemize that? There are so many ways that you can shift that. And one technique that's beautiful is simply just journaling. Literally, I'm staring here at my journal because I tend to practice this when I start to notice something that isn't feeling good. So the best thing that I've learned to do with my fantasies is kind of just let them go ahead of time. When I feel like I'm gripping too tight, I write it down, and I say, like, I'm going to let this go before it fades naturally, because everything does. And I go in and I use my inner editor, and I literally just edit my inner yearnings, so that the plans I do have, I get to hold very loosely and see them as markers. I love to refer back to the yellow brick road and see them as just markers on my path. They feel amazing because they are, again, the impulse of my intuition. And so that's one way that I would offer as a great exercise. Just do that inner inventory and start to edit those desires. Like, where are you feeling like you're hanging on really, really tight to something you want outside of yourself? And go in and ask yourself, what is it I'm seeking? And then the next question is, how can I create that for myself now? You're seeking this transcendental experience. How can you create that for yourself right now, in the moment? That's all we have, right? Because the fantasy is like an escape from your current misery. So no matter what form that fantasy takes on, you're aching for something in the future, but the future doesn't exist. So what do you have right now? You can pull into the moment, and you can allow that energy to simply rise inside of you. And that's actually Kundalini, the Kundalini energy, and it's beautiful. And you allow that to rise inside of you by being in awe of the safety and security of the very moment. And that's the second tool that I'm offering you. So you get under the hood, right? You see what the fantasy is there for. It's probably like, I want safety somewhere. I don't feel safe right now. So then you can look at your surroundings, right? How can you feel rooted right now? And before you go and do anything to feel rooted, you can just simply observe. Observe what is here for you so that you feel completely safe and completely connected, right? So you just start with the breath. I have my breath. I have shelter. It's about to rain, but I am safe inside from the rain. I have food. I have food. I have nourishment. There's something in my belly. I have clothing. I have blood circulating. I have my feet. I have the ground. Sometimes when I start to feel really anxious and I think about, oh my God, everything's going to run out. It's this sense that like the bottom is going to get pulled out from under us. The rug is going to get pulled out from under us and we're just going to like fall into the abyss. But that can never happen. And most of us humans, like we're afraid of falling, right? We don't want to fall down. We don't want to fail. We don't want to fall. The beauty of falling is every single time we fall, and I will purposely fall. I just had this little glitch happen on YouTube and I went off screen, and that's exactly what I did. I purposely took myself down because when you fall, you're actually caught by the earth. The earth catches you every single time. You hit the ground catches you. So you're always safe in the moment. There's no you right? In that moment, you're alive, you're safe. I fell and the earth caught me, I'm safe. So that's just like a little side exercise. But I have my feet, I can walk, I have a car, I have a family, I have love, I have my five senses, I have my imagination, I have my creativity. And now I get into this place where I'm like, I have my voice, I have my creativity. And then the energy slowly starts to alchemize from that place of, "Oh, I'm not safe to wait a minute. My very creativity, oh my God, music, the elements, air, space, and you feel your body start to create this lightness. And then you can go, okay, so if I know that I'm already completely safe and I feel the embodiment of being completely safe and secure right now, then my desire to fill in the blank, right? My desire to have a certain body, have a certain amount of money, have a certain partner, whatever it is, then you can see it's just a means of amplifying my experience of joy, of freedom, of happiness, of safety, of security. It's just amplifying. It's again, they can just be the fun little markers to let us know that we are in line with our highest destiny, with our life's aim. So, keep doing and keep being and keep feeling good, and the universe will always continue to hold you. And that's what I want to offer out. So many points of reflection here. And I would just invite you to really step in and contemplate. So, do an inventory of your fantasies, get under the hood of them, and see what that deeper yearning is. Pull it out, confront it, confront yourself about it. Wipe away the shame because there is no shame. Those primal energies are in all of us and they're completely normal. And it's just taking that fantasy and alchemizing the yearning from the primal place into the higher, lighter energy of love, knowing you are already safe. So your desires are simply just illuminating your path, letting you know these are the markers that are keeping you in the direction of your Dharma. So much love. Peace out.